It's the Meetup special episode cross with
Cannabis and Coffee with Lacoste.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And then today's extra special, we're coming live from the ERRL CUP, even though they're shutting us down early. And we have a special guest today. We got Raul from the Mint. Let them know about the Mint, man.
How's everybody? Just come out to the ERRL CUP if you're going to be coming out here today, and if you're not, then we'll see you soon enough over at the Mint. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Because officially the Mint's open to what, midnight now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, starting yesterday, man.
Starting
pretty
yesterday.
Cool too.
That's hella.
Seeing those lines go all the way to the door and out the door.
With the drive-through at that point. So.
Oh, there's always people wanting to smoke, bro.
Yeah.
Always.
I mean, shit. If I'd known a dispensary open to midnight and they got a drive-through that I could just pre-order and pull up on.
Yeah.
That's the spot.
Is it legal to have commercials? Because that could make for a lot of funny ass commercials, man. That drive-through in the middle of the night.
So it is. Now, YouTube recently changed their advertising platform, so now cannabis companies can actually put commercials and everything out.
Okay.
And so I believe we got a few in the works.
Let's go.
But we just dropped the Morgan Freeman Open to Midnight video at the Mint.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So how did you get into this whole dispensary ownership game?
The first chance that I had to look at a dispensary and the numbers and how it kind of worked, I was a little surprised. A buddy of mine came up to me and asked me if I would be willing to look at his books.
Okay.
1,000 times out of 1,000 times, if someone asks me to look at their books, it's because they're not doing well or they're losing money.
Gotcha.
So I asked him, I said, don't you want a dispensary? I said, you should be killing it. And he goes, that's my problem. I'm making too much money, but I don't know where it's going. At that point, I decided to do the job for free, and I wanted to look at his books.
Yeah.
As soon as I took a look at the books, I knew that I was going to be in cannabis someday. And my opportunity came probably about a year and a half later. My now partner approached me. Him and his brother were trying to buy a dispensary. I know a few people around town, so they figured I was connected. I'd be able to get them one. They offered me a 10% commission. I looked around. They were going for $2 to $3 million. So I figured spend 2-3 months with these cats, help them get a dispensary, and make $200-300 grand.
Yeah, bro. I like that. Yes, sir.
Halfway through our project, nope.
Just making sure.
I appreciate it. I haven't got high since I was 17 years old.
17, okay.
Yes,
you know me, I'm a friend with weed, so I'm always going to be suggesting or offering that puff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I appreciate y'all.
So what did you do before?
I'm a car guy. I own dealerships, I own finance companies. Don't like to say it too much, but I even own title own companies.
Okay.
I did well in my past life, and I kind of all transitioned into this. And April of 2016, they announced that they were going to be putting out 26 more licenses. So we kind of shifted gears a little bit, and then I told my now partners that I was looking to be part of the group instead of just hooking them up. And that's what we started. We all put together about $800,000.
Okay.
On a gamble, on a lottery ticket. We bought 20 lottery tickets. So basically we had 20 applications in, and we were lucky enough to get 2. We got in at the right time when you didn't need the experience, you didn't need the merit base. Now, if you try to apply in any state, it's a merit-based application, and if you don't have the knowledge of cultivation, processing, and running, high-regulated retail, they won't even give you one.
Okay. Interesting.
We got in at the right time, and then from that, we made our own experience and our own, merit, and now we've been doing pretty good. We got stores in Massachusetts, Illinois, Michigan, and Missouri.
That's beautiful, man. And you guys definitely have cultivated a unique dispensary experience, at least within the states and places I participated in. I know I keep hearing there's only 3 in the whole country that have a kitchen that makes hot food to order. I don't know what the specifics are, but I mean, it's cool to see that you guys have that idea and how well it's been pulled off. To the extent that's surprising me, there's only 3, or people aren't trying to kind of pair it off of your model. How hard was that to set up the food angle of it?
So we always had an intention of setting it up so it would be a viewable kitchen, but we never really thought we were gonna have hot food. What we were after was just a way to the patients to be able to see how we made their edibles.
Okay.
And that's really all we were after.
So you have clear transparency from the patient to the product.
We had an area where we were going to be rolling blunts and cannagars and stuff like that. We have the show grow where you could view through the window through and watch the plants grow all the way from a clone to
Yeah.
full harvest. And then we thought the kitchen would be a cool concept to be able to. We were looking at build an experience more than anything, a destination site.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anybody can sell flour, but you know, if you want to do it at the high level, you kind of got to have something else for them other than just here's your flour. You know, the prices are pretty much the same everywhere. I mean, if
Yeah.
you buy a card here or you buy a card at ABC dispensary, it's going to run you about $1 difference if there's any difference at all. So at that point, the experience, the service is what's going to make you set you apart from everybody else.
Very
That's kind of
true.
what we were aiming at.
Very true. It's very true. I mean, that was even when it was on the illegal side, man. When you had someone that gave you a good experience, you go pick up.
Go
you know,
back to the-
that's
you
where you're
go
going.
shop
I'm
with your
comfortable
guy.
here. You make it
Yeah.
good. It's easy. No trouble. You know, that people just want a good experience, man. So, what did it look like to get? Because I know licensing's crazy, and you guys are the only one with the kitchen. So, how did it go, like trailblazing, having to get that set up?
And
So-
how much did it cost for that initial startup?
So the budget we had in place in the beginning was right about 250, 300,000, and that was just for, you know, to make gummies and brownies. So we didn't really expect to have a hood, a hot grill, or any of the other stuff that we added in earlier. But we were at a pizza studio downtown, me and my partner, and I don't know if you guys know those, but they're like Subway. You pick your crust, you pick your toppings.
Nice.
They put it in a little
Oh, wow.
oven and they give it to you 5 minutes later.
That explains a lot of why the pizza's so good, man. That was the thing. I was almost questioning, why is this pizza so damn good? This is a dispensary. I mean to cut you off.
No, no, you're good. So basically, at that point, we were like, wouldn't it be cool to have this at the dispensary? We prepared our kitchen concept and we did hot foods. We turned around and we presented it to the state. So we have a really good relationship with the state. When we walked in, the director of the program was actually standing in reception. And he goes, "What are you guys doing here?" "Oh, we're going to turn in our hot food kitchen." Or I wouldn't say hot food. "We're going to turn in our kitchen concept." "Oh, come on in. I'll take care of you myself." So every time the state needs to stress test their system, they do it at the Mint that's at Tempe because of the high volume of the store.
Wow.
So we had a great relationship with him. He took us in himself. We went into a conference room. We sat down. We had about a 20, 30-minute conversation. And then he's like, "Guys, I got to go." He flips it to the last page, never read anything, and signed off on it. So
Wow.
these kitchens are illegal in the U.S., just so you know.
Really?
And as far as I know, there's only one. So if you know where there's two more, I wouldn't mind because I'll go visit them. I like to see how they did it.
Interesting.
That
But,
definitely sound like a dope
Well, I don't know if
visit.
it's the same
Sound-
kind of
feels
kitchen. I just heard
So
kitchen.
there are a few kitchens in LA, but they're basically a consumption lounge. They're attached to a dispensary. You can go next door. You buy whatever flour products, whatever you want.
Okay.
You can go next door and you can consume it there. But it's not
Okay.
something
They're
that
not
not something that they're
actually
making for you on the spot.
So this is literally a one-off experience in the whole
whole
nation.
country.
That is
So-
incredible.
When we,
Oh, go ahead.
when we finally went back to the state to get our approval to operate, they basically told us we were crazy. You're not going to sell pizzas, burgers, and hot wings. And so that turned into $300,000 worth of lawyers, and 7 months later, we had to sue the state. So at some point, they kind of gave up. They figured we weren't going away, and they signed off on the kitchen, and now we have the only one in the country. So I'm going to say that sometimes being lucky is better than being good. So.
Yeah, for sure, man. Timing really is everything. You got the right idea, and y'all are being active on it. It shows the power of action, man. You didn't know it was gonna happen, but now
I'm
you have
telling you,
it.
man, if it wasn't for good luck, we wouldn't have any.
So should the state open up the opportunity, do you plan on opening up more cafe kitchens, or do you think that one location is it for the brand?
We have probably 2 or 3 other locations that we're opening here in Arizona that would actually have the space for it. So yeah, we wouldn't mind expanding a little bit. We tried it in Michigan. The town that we were going into, Kalamazoo, Michigan, when we presented the kitchen as part of what we do, and they were really hyped on us trying to do that up there. They actually went to the state with us, and the state said hell no. So, which is good because we're still the only ones in the country.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
because of that, I'm not in much of a hurry for there to be a next one. But if there is a next one, then we plan to have several.
Do other? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Man.
What about a Mint Mexico or a Mint? I've seen a lot of companies, cookies is in Hong Kong now. A Mint Hong Kong. Are you all looking international right
We
now?
are
or-
very opportunistic, and we will take every opportunity that comes our way. So it's got to be right for us. We're not like a lot of big boys, the big MSOs. There's literally 2 of us. A lot of people think that we're in the back printing money and taking barrels of money home. Trust me, it's not that way. At the moment, I've been taking a salary for 9 months. So I'm in the 6th year of the project. So for over 5 years, I never took a dime. I was living on my savings. but we knew what we were doing. We were putting every dollar right back into the company, and at this point, we were able to get a $400 million evaluation when we started off with 2.8, and we've been on the project for 5 years.
That is
the
amazing.
company that gave us the evaluation is a company that actually lent us money. So we kind of believe that one. We've heard that we're worth $100 million. We heard that we're worth close to $1 billion. These guys lend us money, so I'm sure they did their homework. And plus 400 million is a really nice number.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, plus half a bill is nice.
In 5 years, man, that's because it was literally 5th anniversary yesterday.
Right.
If you don't know, stuff going on right now this weekend, 5th anniversary specials and everything.
Hell yeah, BOGO's fucking all
Everywhere.
all weekend, man. That shit's crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I've never seen that on BOGO. Yep, let me grab that.
So how's the transition over to cannabis? Now that you're off of the savings and taking a salary and not in that world that you transition from. I see you at the dispensary all the time, you know. How you like being in that world even though you don't participate?
One of the coolest projects.
Partake.
Yes. This is probably one of the coolest projects I've ever done. And I've been involved with some really cool stuff. I had a TV station at one point. I'll tell you, before this, I thought that was the coolest thing I was ever going to do. Yes, everybody wants to be on TV, men, women, kids, old people, and there are a lot of them are willing to do whatever it takes to get on TV.
Yes.
So that was a pretty cool experience. But no, to be honest with you, 6 years ago, if you would have told me I was going to be in the cannabis industry, I would have probably thought you were high. And now, 6 years later, I've learned to respect the plant so much. The people who play within it, I've seen so many people who are very compatible and very productive, and they smoke every day. Now, I don't consume myself, but at the same token, I don't look at a lot of the smokers the way I used to. You know, before, if I in my companies and everything I built, I would never include anybody that I knew was constantly smoking. You know, I just figured we got to make multi-million-dollar decisions, and I want somebody with a level head on their shoulders. Well, there's a lot of people that smoke and that I never even knew smoked, that I consider being very intelligent and having a very level head on their shoulders. So I almost got high today. I did tell a couple of people I was going to do it, and I lit a joint, but I didn't hit it. I'll get there. I was just afraid to fall asleep on the couch.
It's baby steps.
Hey, it's baby steps. Yeah, man. You had to feel
there.
that feeling of the lighter clicking again, you know?
And that was gonna be my question. Like, I know you joke about it, but do you ever see yourself like, you know what? I'll smoke one day. Is that?
I have
something?
a very addictive personality. Anything that I like, I do it all the time. So I like money. I'm always trying to find more. That's why I don't drink. I don't do any types of drugs, and I don't smoke cannabis. I think there's a distinction there between drugs and cannabis. And so once again, 6 years ago, you would have never convinced me that there was a difference between one and the other.
Yeah.
I was just, man, they're all drugs. Shut up, you're trying to convince me. You know. So you're a pothead and you're trying to tell me that you're a good guy. All right. And now I actually see it and I recognize it. And I know a bunch of people. And another thing I love about this industry is I've heard this from a few of the parents to some of our employees that we've had. It allows a lot of people who tend to be the black sheep of the family, the one that ain't getting all the breaks, the one that's getting fired every 3 months and has 4 jobs a year because they could get caught smoking or they come in smelling and the manager lets them go. Working in the cannabis industry allows a lot of these people to be very productive and find a spot where they feel at home, where they feel safe, where they don't feel judged, and where they feel like they can, work out their talents and get somewhere.
That's very true. I can attest for that. I mean, I've been able to hold down a job, but at the same time, I've never felt this welcome within it being so prevalent. You know what I mean? It's almost expected, like, wait, you don't smoke? What are you doing here, you know? Unless you were, like, investing or something, like running it like you. Yeah. So that's cool. So how did that feel? How long did that transition take from when you first started to get into your position now with your respect for the plant and your different perspective?
It didn't take long. It was probably about a 6 or 9 month deal. I'm very submersive in anything I do, so as soon as I start doing something, I dive in full speed, and I don't even look back. If you're gonna do something, you either do it at full strength or you just stay home. So no, I caught on pretty quickly that a lot of that, everybody who worked for us smoked, and I'm gonna say better than 60-70% of them were highly intelligent people that were teaching me about the industry and telling me how things go, and that's kind of where I started churning a little bit and started seeing that, it's actually not a bad deal. The benefits of the plan and what it does for people. Some of the people that were in that were patients when it was still medical that would go in and tell us their stories. After a while, it's hard to deny it.
Yeah,
And that's
awesome.
something that I was wondering too about the whole transition, because I know that you don't smoke, and that's one thing that I was a little skeptical about. Like coming into the industry, I noticed that there's a lot of owners of companies and brands that don't smoke or consume cannabis, or like had never consumed, And so I was like, are you in it for the plant, or and for the healing property to give that medicine to the people, or are you in it for the money? And then, like being around, you start to understand, behind the person, and everybody have their own reasons on why they don't like consume and do
And
stuff
I'm going
like
to be
that.
honest with you. If the money ain't there, you can't stay open. Everybody thinks that if you own a dispensary, you're putting money in the back, and it's just, a bunch of money that you're going to have, and now you're rich. Guys, trust me, it's not that way. The average dispensary does about 10%. So you can bust your ass, you can sell $26 million worth a year, and you're probably going to walk out with about $2.5 million. There's a tax called 280E that takes 40% straight off the top of the gross.
Ooh, wee.
So
disgusting.
if you're selling $25 million a year, you're going to pay $10 million in taxes straight off the top. That's the reason that the federal is not really willing to, decriminalize it or deregulate it, because they're already making lots of money. They would make less money if they deregulate it or declassify it than if, with all 50 states than they're making now with 36 that are open.
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
That's when you
Wow.
put those numbers out there like that. Damn, that's disgusting.
It makes
So,
you see
guys,
what the real mafia is, right?
That's straight
Oh,
off
yeah,
the
you
top.
know
On
the-
top of that,
you
you
know
still
the
got to pay
market.
normal taxes.
Oh,
So, I would say cannabis is taxed at about 60%.
God.
So,
Ooh.
Does that explain why a lot of places have the prices that they have? Because I do see that a lot of places be like, yo, a lot of reviews that you see on different companies and stuff, everybody's complaining. It's like, companies don't control the rec tax and stuff, So what is your solution to that? To people who are saying prices are too high or stuff like that, to the companies?
we try to have something for everybody. We have the value flower, then we have the connoisseur great stuff. You're not going to walk into BMW and get the 740 for $50,000 because that's the one you like, And we can't sell you at a price that you can afford just because that's the only price you can afford. I mean, if I got a 4-bedroom house with 3.5 baths and I'm renting it for $5,000 and you come at me and say, can I rent it for $1,000 because it's only me and that's all I can afford, my house is still worth what it's worth.
Exactly.
And then right now, the investment on a cultivation is probably about $300 or $400 a foot. So if you're building out a 10,000 square foot cultivation center, you're going to pay $3 to $4 million on just that one 10,000 square feet piece.
That's
So
insane.
the entry level and the expense needed to be able to get into the industry
Crazy.
is what's holding a lot of people back.
It's grossly underestimated because, like you just said, you got to have that amount of capital or be able to source that amount of capital together in order for you to bring that even to fruition. Like a lot of people, and that goes even to with like those numbers are still accurate for even with those social equity licenses and everything that's coming up.
The prices don't change because of who you are. I don't care what color you are, it's still $300-400 a foot. So the bad part about social equity, I didn't like the program much. Arizona probably does have the best one in the United States, but at the same time, it's far from reaching what the original intent of the law should have been.
Yeah.
So in Arizona, 26 people are going to get rich. Even if every single one of the 26 licenses went to a social equity person, that's only 20. So how did you repair anything? How did you do reparations? How did you give back to the people who were hurt? Then you gave back to 26 people, and you made it very hard for them to be able to get there. Yeah. And not only that, you demanded that they be poor because the whole household can have a max of $100,000 total income.
The whole household.
So it cost us $2.8 million to open the doors on our first store in Tempe. If you make $100,000 a year and you barely had enough to pay the $5,000 application fee, how are you going to get that money to open?
Yeah. That's been my biggest beef with the industry is they make it legal and accessible, but like people fought a long time to free this thing, and it's like partially there. You know what I mean? They just won't take the reins off.
I think decriminalization is the move. That would open up the door for mom and pop shops to be able to start getting stuff done at a lower rate. If it's done the right way, decriminalization, like I feel like it should open up the door.
So here's how decriminalization is going to work when it finally gets to us. And this is just because We're working in 5 states, and we've had conversations with 5 states that have different programs. And so basically right now, even if it gets decriminalized and descheduled on the federal level, nothing's going to change. The programs are going to be state run. Right now, every state has a different liquor license program, and it has nothing to do with federal. Federal collects their part of their tax, and that's all they do. When it goes federal, Arizona's still going to have the same program. Here's the thing. At this point, we're probably $70 million in the past 5 years into our business. Okay, you're really going to tell me that all of a sudden it's just going to open up to everybody? And I'm a little guy. You got the Curaleafs, the GTIs, the Veranos, the AYRs of the world, and them boys are going to go out, and they're billion-dollar companies now. Mm-hmm. And if the federal changes it to where all of a sudden every mom and pop can open up a dispensary, or it's going to be sold at every Circle K, they're going to get sued by the people who are. Yeah, that's probably about 20 to 30 years away.
So that leads me to another question I have, as far as you brought it up with Curaleaf and a lot of these buyouts, these corporate buyouts in the billions. What is it like operating as an independently owned operation amongst these giants now, and it's such a changing landscape where the stakes are just raising exponentially all the time?
We're the hot girl at the party. So we walk in and we look sexy. We're a middle-sized company that's making money. Right now, I'd say about 90% of the industry is not making money, believe it or not. The investment level is so high that by the time you recoup, it's going to be a few years.
Yeah.
And by a few years, I mean 3 to 5. I think Harvest lost $131 million this quarter. So, but they're building out.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't necessarily lose it as in they lost it and don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
They invested it.
Yeah.
You know, so they're still having to borrow money to be able to do what they do. We were poor boying it. We were slow playing it. Every dollar we made, we turned it and we invested into the other states that we were going into. And then about a year ago, once rec hit, our volume went up so much that we were able to service more debt. And that's when we took on, we borrowed $45 million on a senior secured note. So that won't diminish any of our value or any of our worth that me and Ivan are. Basically, we put our houses, everything we had personal on the line. We borrowed $45 million. The grow at North Phoenix that we're building out right now, 100,000 square foot, ground up build, is going to run us right about $30 million. Just that one. You know, so the entry level for anybody who wants to get into the business is it's not cheap.
And when is that set to open up, that grow?
We're hoping to finish by about July, have plants in the ground by August, and harvesting by the end of the year. We really want to have our first harvest at the end of the year.
That sounds like an amazing time to go do a tour.
It really does. It really, really, really does.
That facility and look at those amazing flowers by the vault, right?
So have you guys been going around to other facilities that's trying to model this after? Or how'd you guys go about deciding what kind of layout you want or what kind of systems you want to have in place?
So when we first started, we thought it was going to be all this red tape and all this stuff we had to get over, and we thought we didn't know what we were doing. It took us about 3-4 months to figure out that it was retail, and we're very good at retail. Mm-hmm. So we just kind of started switching gears. We did go down to Colorado, and we took a tour of a bunch of dispensaries out there. We went out to Seattle. We looked at a bunch of dispensaries out there. I want to be honest with you, we saw nothing that impressed us. What we had envisioned was something like what we have now, and when we went out there, it was a lot of mom and pop shops. Mm-hmm. Even the guys that were, had several stores and were attached to the large MSOs around the country. They're so busy trying to activate their other licenses that they have, they're not going back and remodeling stuff that they're picking up or merging with or buying. So it's still the mom and pop look. It just says Harvest, Curaleaf, something like that outside, but it's still the mom and pop store.
That's unfortunate.
We came in, we decided to spend big bucks and make it look like it looks now. We designed it for rec 2 years before rec went in, because we just knew it was coming at some point.
Yeah.
And now that it is rec, we're able to take advantage of it. On a Friday, we're going to see 1,500 to 2,000 people, and we're going to get them out in 10 to 15 minutes. And that's kind of the goal. You know, give you all the perks that you want by going to a place that's more of a destination, but at the same time, if you're in a hurry, we're going to get you in and out. You want to chit-chat for an hour? Well, you know, not all the bartenders want to chit-chat for an hour, but they'll sit there and they'll talk. They'll have that conversation with you, you know, and talk about your product that you're consuming and how what it's doing for you. And, you know, we take notes. We know what you bought last time, so we're able to figure out what you took. And if you tell us it cost you a lot of anxiety, you know, we can decide what's next or what else we can offer you so that you can start feeling better for yourself. And, you know, whether you're consuming recreational or you're actually taking it for something medical.
I do like the vision a lot and how you guys are going your own route. I hear it all the time, being on the front line in there of that, efficiency. A lot of people are really impressed. They come from, because I'm from Seattle, I cut my teeth in Cali and grows and stuff like that, so I've seen a lot of this. And this is a unique experience for myself too. So when they come telling me like they don't have anything like this on the East Coast or in Seattle or in Colorado, especially those 2 states, they were the first ones to go rec. And I'm like, if no one up there is still doing anything on this level, like, you're on the cutting edge with this.
Even back home in Illinois, I went to a few dispensaries when I went to go visit. There's no kitchen cafe experience. A lot of it is like Apple Store vibes and everything like that, and you do get a different experience out here, and specifically the Tempe location.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to get fancy, trying to fucking make it look the best they possibly can. At the end of the day, it's about the experience and the service you're gonna have. If you like your bud tender, you're gonna go back.
Yep.
When I did smoke when I was younger, and I had 2 different guys that saw me at different times when I was smoking. And as soon as I met the second guy, I wanted nothing to do with the first guy. And there was nothing wrong with him, it's just that the other guy was cool as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I went to his house and he'd always smoke me up before I bought. And then I knew I was buying good stuff. The other guy would sell it to me, then tell me to roll one.
Opposite, exactly opposite. Yep.
So it's about the experience. It's about making sure you're taking care of people and actually trying to help them.
Sell you some weed and be like, all right, go ahead and match one with me. It's like, what, bro? I'm gonna enjoy this shit on my own time.
Right? I'm trying to get out of here.
Yeah, I ain't trying to stick around. If you want to be friends, we be friends, but not right. You know what I'm saying? So that is cool. I'm really glad that you sat down with us to explain all of this, man. It's cool to hear all this insight behind everything, after working 2 locations. And even before working seeing the operation, just being in the scene, seeing how it goes, man. Like, the Mint definitely has a unique position. I think you guys are playing it perfectly with how you're going about it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, nothing's perfect. I know there's stumbles and stuff, but I mean, as far as taking the position you are, it's the smartest play.
I think you boys both know we're always trying to create more efficiencies, and when you first build out, you spend whatever money is necessary to get you there. Once you're there, it's talking about working it backwards at that point and started creating some of the efficiencies so that you can actually make a decent amount of cash. What's that?
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your.
No, I'm good. I'm done.
Did you all, when you were talking about building all that up and stuff, did you have the concept for the Mint brands at the conception of the Mint, or is that something that came along the line, like the WTF extracts, the Sofa King, the Angry Earls, the Twisted Days? Was this all that you all thought about before you started the Mint at all?
I'll be honest with you. When we started, we didn't know nothing. We didn't know where we were going. We didn't even know about brands. We didn't know anything. We slowly started getting everything done. The name Mint, we were going to open. We were probably about 10 days from opening, and all our marketing team would appreciate this conversation because we were 10 days from opening and we didn't have a name for the building, for the company yet. We were working everything under our main entity, which is Siberian Group. So everything was being done under that. And we probably had about 6 names that we were kind of playing with. And I couldn't even remember any of them.
I was about to say, which ones didn't make the cut?
I've been asked that before, and I knew it was coming. So I couldn't tell you not even one of them. But we decided on Mint. First, we were a little bit worried. There's a Mint lounge here in town.
Okay.
But then we found out that they thought it was the coolest thing in the world for us to name it the same. So at that point, we decided to name it Mint, and the brand started coming in.
Oh, we got to announce that.
Can we get a dab? Can we get a dab over here? It's 420. We need a dab brought over here. It's 420.
I like that. Thank
you. Yes, sir. We're about to take a dab. It's 420, everybody.
Dab. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's a beautiful day, beautiful weather. Raul, thank you for sitting down with us, man. This is a really dope conversation.
Really dope. I didn't know what to expect, but this has been a great conversation, man. You're a natural on this podcast thing. How many times you done this?
I mean, he just said he owned a TV station, so
I have about 2,000 hours behind the camera.
Okay. So what?
I had my own TV show. You guys remember the King of Cars?
King of Cars.
It was me dressed up in a velour suit, or I'd wear crazy shit. Like the one I'm wearing right now.
Okay.
And then I'd stand in front, so I ran an auction house.
Okay.
I was a general manager, and whenever the people aren't coming in through the door, you gotta do whatever you gotta do to get the people to show up. So I bought some airtime on a local TV station. I would act like the auction was going. We'd record it on Saturday. I'd stand in front of the camera. The cards would come behind me, and I'd just say dumb shit about the cards. Oh, this card is great. It gives you 5 girls per mile. I mean, I would say the craziest stuff.
Crazy.
And then I'd talk to the guys inside. You know, how many girls did you pick up yesterday? And it was just basically us going back and forth. I wore a big giant chain with a hubcap. That was my.
That was your. I gotta see some. I'm gonna look this up.
It's on YouTube.
I'm looking this up.
You'll find it on YouTube.
I have to see this.
And I had that show for 12 years.
12 years. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I did stand-up comedy. I've done some pretty cool stuff in my life, man.
Man, you got to come back,
so
man. We gotta have
did some
another part 2 of this.
comedy?
I did stand-up comedy for 9 months.
Wow.
On my 9th month, so I get off of work at 7, and I had to be on stage by 8:30, and I never prepared once.
You just go up there.
I just
the
go up
whole
there
thing.
and yes, every time. And on my 9th month, I went up there and I bombed. And the people liked me so much. When I got to my table, I had 9 beers. They felt bad for me. Nobody booed. Everybody just stayed
sat
quiet,
there?
like, damn, that's messed up. And yeah, I got to my table. I had 9 beers. I told the owner, I said, you know what, I'm not doing this again. I quit. I don't have time to prep. I run an auction house. I make $300,000 a year. I need to concentrate on my job. And I really bombed tonight, and that really sucked, guys. There's nothing like bombing on stage in front of 200-300 people.
Yeah.
Oh, we just crickets.
So, yep. So he convinced me to come back. He's like, dude, you got to come back, do it, and then leave. So yeah, I came back. I killed it. And then I prepped. I prepped.
For sure.
I prepped big time, actually. And I went up there, and I killed it. And then I said, I'm never doing that again.
That's cool. He had you go out. He was like, you're not going out like this.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
That's cool, man.
He's like, look,
That-
man, he
that's-
goes,
that was
you were
dope
doing a
enough.
freestyle and you were killing it every night. Everybody loves you. He goes, so you bombed, who cares? And I would start talking and I would just keep going. And I started on a joke about freaking toilet paper and it went nowhere. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm sorry.
All right, so I got a question
Apologies.
for you. You're well versed in the business and entrepreneur realm. What's the most insane thing you've invested in?
Me and I don't know if I should say this. I love you, babe. Me and my partner back in mid-90s, when internet was starting to pop and people were starting to get webcams and all that, we started a porn site.
Oh,
And
everything,
we
man.
killed it.
Wasn't
Holy-
Bang Bros, was it?
No.
No, all right.
We let it die because we were idiots. But we were
In
doing
the 90s.
we were doing porn before porn was popular.
Dial up.
Damn.
You
for
was
real?
serious. If you were looking
I was about
for,
to say,
you
when-
were dedicated.
Not
You looking
kidding,
back
They were
then.
doing it when it
We
was
got a-
AOL.
We were regulars. I was single. We were regulars at a strip bar, and one of the girls hit us up. Hey, we need an investment of $10,000. We're gonna buy all these toys, and they were gonna sell toys online. And I was like, so I showed them how to do mail direct, so that we didn't have to go out and spend, and have a garage full of $10,000 worth of toys. So we did mail direct. I made an agreement with the company out of China. Basically, the way I set it up was the customer, they gave us all the pictures. We set it all up on the internet. The customer would go in, they'd buy the product. They would clip their piece, they would mail it, and they send me the rest. So I basically didn't do a whole lot. I did have to buy
cool. Just
$10,000
middleman
a month. The first month we did 7. The second month we did 17. And then I started changing it. So I'm the idea guy most of the time. I'm the guy that if you come at me, I'll tell you how to monetize whatever you're doing.
Okay.
So basically what I ended up doing was I was an auctioneer. So we started putting the girls with the webcam.
My man, good looking out.
Hold on, I got employees around me that I shouldn't be saying this stuff about. So anyways, we got creative, to make the long story short, because I don't need to go into how we did it. Yeah. But we basically put the girls on camera. They were playing with some of the toys that we went out and bought, and then we'd auction off the toys online. Guys, 90.
double the
Y'all
money.
were OnlyFans. You was 20 years
Double
ahead of
the
the
money.
game. You ever see shit like that
Damn.
now? And be like, man, I was
Man,
doing
Imagine
that.
if you had an NFT from your favorite porn star or cam model.
That's that's coming,
They
bro.
get there, they play with
No
it.
pun intended.
They
Fuck.
would sign it, they would throw it in a bag, and then she'd put it on a heat sealer and seal it. Then she'd sign the heat seal, and we'd mail it to you. Guys,
Oh my
500
God. My
to
bad.
a couple of grand for every toy.
Man,
To a couple
what?
G's.
Couple of G's in the mid 90s.
That's real money. That
And
would equate to
they
like.
cashing out now.
Whoa.
Our best month was 180,000. This is messing around with 3 strippers
Oh
and a
my
cat who knew how to run the
God.
computer.
What
Wow.
the hell?
Bro, you invented OnlyFans
Listen,
before OnlyFans.
I was about to say,
That's
listen,
insane.
I was about to say, this just gave me so many ideas for my OnlyFans agency. I'm starting.
So, you know what I want to
Speaking
do?
into existence media.
I'll give you some tips on what you can do there.
All right.
Feel
We
free
can
to
do
take
that
them.
off the air.
Anybody else, feel free to do it yourself.
Oh, you want to give it on the air?
Yeah, I'm going to give it right now.
Okay.
I don't care.
Free game.
Man.
Free game alert.
I got so many ideas. I got a book at home. They're the little spirals that cost 10 cents at Walmart. Okay, I got about 27 to 35 of those with businesses, and it tells you everything on how to do everything. Where to buy it, how to get it wholesale, how to sell it, how to market it, how to pitch it, who to pitch it to. I mean, you can literally just open the book and follow what I put on there, and then you'll kill it.
Yeah,
I
wanna
need
see
some of
this
those
book.
guides.
Yeah.
Some of those Molina guides. That's what you should. You should publish those.
Those should be some
Someday.
NFTs
Yeah,
right there.
someday.
Some NFT books.
Yeah.
You know, the guys to the game. Okay, coming soon.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. Wow.
No, but I've been involved in some really cool stuff, and I'll be honest with you, I've made change a couple of times. The first 2 times, I partied it all off. I spent from basically 21 to 33, and I was a slut.
What's your favorite thing about marketing?
Favorite thing about marketing? Watching the people come in through the door and knowing that it worked. Mm-hmm. This Friday was a perfect example of that. Yesterday, we went out. We spent close to $45,000 in extra marketing that we didn't probably have to, and we did numbers better than what we did last year at 420. So if you can recreate a 420 or around any sale, whether it's your anniversary or not, and you can even do better numbers than a 420 when everybody's waiting for that day to come out and
Yeah.
It
spend.
is a month away. That's the other
420
thing.
is a whole month away.
A month away, and you had people celebrating that the month early, man. That's
No, you guys should be pretty proud of being part of the Mint team. So, and I'm gonna brag a little bit on us, but last year the company that sold the most cannabis in Arizona was Harvest. They have 17 stores and they did 81 million.
okay.
Number 2 was 65 million with 3 stores, and that was Mint.
Wow. I believe it though, man. I believe it.
I see them PSRs cranking it out every day. It's really dope crew. They really
What's your till look like
hardworking
on a normal
folks.
day?
I mean, probably like 4. I probably average maybe around. I want to say I see 4. Now I can see the numbers again because I don't really check too much. But high 3s, like right around.
What'd you do yesterday?
Right under 6, I want to say. I think it was right under 6, if I remember correctly. And that was with a lot of people on board. Like that was just one draw. We had,
21 registers open.
man.
Picking up cash all day.
Yes.
See, a lot of people don't think it's hard to make money. It's really not. The money's there. The money's
hard to
coming.
keep money.
If you grab an umbrella because you doubt yourself and you use a moral umbrella to block yourself from all that money, that money's still coming down. It's just going around your umbrella and falling out around you. You just ain't getting none of it.
That's a real metaphor. It's a great visual.
Because I never seriously thought about investing in the OnlyFans game, but after just getting
Senor.
those few tips,
So you go out and you get a studio. You break it up into small pieces and you set it up so that they can do anything they need to do without ever needing any equipment at home, and you keep a piece of their change.
Man.
Don't rent the room, clip a piece of their change, and then teach them how to make money. I can teach anybody how to make money, bro. I get a huge kick. As long as you're doing most of the work, if it's your project and I end up doing most of the work, I'm walking at some point.
Yeah, hell
'Cause
yeah.
I ain't trying to make you, I'm trying to help you.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to teach you how to fish. I don't want to give you a fish. If I want to give you a fish, give me the fish and I can leave in 10 minutes. Don't make me waste 2-3 weeks of my time thinking I'm helping you start your thing so that you can get up in the world, and then all of a sudden 3 weeks later,
You
I'm
still
doing most of
floating.
it for you because I don't understand. Well, if you don't understand it at this point, you're not going to be able to run it by yourself when I walk away.
Yeah.
So just walk away now.
Yeah. I feel that. It's that Nipsey Hussle line. Never taught how to drink, I just lead to the lake. That's how it is. You can't do it for them, but providing knowledge in and of itself, man, that's one of the most beautiful services you could do as a human. You know what I mean? So if you're helping uplift people, like I mentioned again, that's his thing. It's like you can't be a great man until you help lift another man up, he believes. And I'm like,
And coming
I like
from where
that.
I'm from, we got the saying, each one teach one. You know, so sharing knowledge is definitely a powerful thing.
I get a kick out of mentoring. It's to the people who want to listen, to the people who want to learn. You know, you always run across that cat that you think, you know, wants to hustle and then they don't. And then you run across people who you don't think have it, and all of a sudden they show you their worth, and then, you know, you want to help those people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big advocate of women, believe it or not. I live in a house with 4 women, so I do very well most of the time when I'm out on the street or I'm at the business. What I say goes. I get home and I got no say. So I'm big on, you know, making sure that everybody has an equal opportunity. But it's really that. At the Mint right now, we got about 65% female in middle management and upper management. And I'm going to be honest with you, we weren't chasing female managers. It was the best man got the job, and in this time, it happened to be a woman.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's solid right there.
You know, that knowledge tip, I'm all ears, just putting that out there. Anytime, man, I would love to learn all ins and outs out of this thing, man, because I'm seeing it in action every day, and then hearing the backstory today, that's mind-blowing, man. I feel like I heard 2 different lifetimes, 3 different lifetimes described.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
I try to pick this man's mind anytime I get, man. I was going to ask you, so what we haven't touched on is the marketing aspect with the billboards. I see a Mint billboard every fucking where I go. I'm sitting at a restaurant in Uptown Phoenix, and right in the parking lot they got a billboard, and I see a Mint deals, and I'm just like, damn, that's tight.
It's like
highway far out by the 303. You know, not by the 303, by the 101. People was like, yo, like I'm seeing these Mint billboards pop up everywhere.
It's the Mint lawyers, man.
What jewels do you have for the people who are trying to get into the billboard game?
Well, the billboard games, they have their prices, but it's not as expensive as most people think. Everything in the world is a system, and once you understand the system, it's very easy to manipulate and take advantage of it. The way I do it, basically, I made myself a broker. I opened up an ad agency. It's called Lure Media. It's basically my name backwards, but at the same time, it's Lure.
I like that.
So Raul backwards. So I've had Lure Media for probably about 15 years. I started buying billboards for other people. It makes me 15%. I've had anywhere from $3 million worth of billboards to, you know, $500,000 worth of billboards in a year. But you make money on them, but then when you buy in large amounts, you start getting bigger, deeper discounts. So a lot of times I buy the boards that people don't want, because I know that once I take mine down, once I stop paying, they're gonna leave it up there until they sell it. And if that billboard doesn't sell for 4 months, I'll give you an example. Man. I'll give you an example. Right now, we have contracted for Mint 75 billboards. We have 142 out in the street. Because of I make them change it every 2 months, and by them changing it every 2 months, I'm still up on boards that I ain't no longer paying for until they sell it to somebody else. That's why a lot of times, hey Ray, you bought 75, we're gonna give you these 25 that aren't in the greatest area, but we're gonna give you a great price. And I'm all over it, because I know that once I come down and stop paying, that billboard's still up, and I'm gonna be hanging for another 3, 4, 5 months for free.
Wow.
So yeah, everything's a system, guys.
That's free game, right?
Everything's a system.
That's free.
That's
game
another
right
free
there.
jewel. I must have like a bunch of these pop up. We should put free jewel alerts in the post.
And the reason why I say that, because that also works for anybody that's trying to do some marketing.
It does.
You know?
So when we first started, the people that we hired to tell us how to do things told us that the average back then was 300 people a day. And they told us it's going to take us about a year and change to get to 200, and it's going to take us at least 2 years to get to 350. I went out, I spent $800,000, and I bought 300 billboards. I put them up all over the state, and we opened up on March 15th. On 4/20 of that same year, a month later, we hit 508. We've never been under 500 cents. So we basically bought our market. You can buy your market share. You don't have to wait. So I can slow play it and lose money, or I can spend $800,000 and sell, 10 million per store this year, instead of, somebody telling me I gotta wait 5-6 years for it. So everything is now, man.
It is.
There is no waiting. There's no reason to wait. Whatever you want, you can have it now. With whatever you're paying, there's somebody selling it for a fifth of the price somewhere. Just gotta find that person that does that wholesale. You know how much it costs to get a business license? $79.
Yep.
So if you get a business license for $79 that says that you sell glass After that, you can go down to the people who sell glass wholesale and buy it from them for a fifth of the price, and then you're making money.
Yeah. And that's other free game for you
man.
folks out here in Arizona.
People ain't rich because they don't take the time to sit there and think about what they're doing.
It's legit less than $200 for you to get your LLC and get everything going for you to be up and running. So invest in yourself, man. I try to tell people all the time, invest in yourself.
Yes.
That's what you're doing with the Meetup and Kicks and Cannabis. That's what I'm doing with Speaking Into Existence. Under Speaking Into Existence, you know, you got the Cannabis and Coffee Podcast, which we're doing this collab right now.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, because the great folks at Mint, Raul and Ivan them, they invited us, you know.
Yeah.
This is a really great
It's a
experience.
three-way collab, man.
So this is dope. And because we all invested in ourselves. So that's what I want everybody to know too. Take that home with yourself as well. Invest in yourself, G. Invest in yourself.
Yes, believe
Take
in it,
advantage
too.
of anybody who's willing to invest into you also. A lot of people are always wondering, you know, what are you up to? At Mint, we offer all sorts of management programs. You know how many people take advantage of it? Almost none. Okay? We're willing to pay for it, and when you leave, that's yours to take with you. Why wouldn't you? We have management programs. We have training programs.
You talking about?
Huh?
What program is this you're talking about?
You go in, you talk to HR, Jamie, and you tell her you want management training, and she'll give it to you.
Nice. Oh,
You
hey
know,
guys.
and we think most people know, but nobody's going in there and trying to take advantage of it.
I'll be honest, I didn't know about that. That's an awesome program. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Program.
That's building people. Yeah, that's and in the industry like this too, especially in this time, ground floor level. Well, almost. It's been going for a little bit, but it's still accessible where we can sit down and have these kind of conversations and, like you said, invest in yourself. But it's cool where you have so many opportunities to do that right now,
Yeah,
man.
and
Like,
if you got people who want to invest in you, take advantage of those opportunities because obviously it's going to take you in far places. It's definitely, you know.
It's
great.
Seeing people
It's
walk
great.
past, hell yeah. But yeah, I think we're getting close to time. We're probably going to wrap it up, but we'll be back again
sir.
tomorrow, man. But Raul, it has been a pleasure. I appreciate you coming on and joining us, man. Thank you. Lacoste, man, it's
sir,
been a
man.
good collab, too.
It's been a really great talk. Oh, yeah.
We're going to do this
gonna
again
be the
for sure,
first of
too.
many.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right here live from motherfucking ERRL CUP.
Yes, sir. At the
Everybody
Mint
around the world, thank you for tuning in. This is the first of many collabs between me and this young man. We're going to build some really great shit around the cannabis industry and the cannabis world, and you are invited to be a part of that. All you got to do is like and subscribe to our channels. Make sure you follow us on all the socials, and if you don't, use a hoe.
Yep, we're going to pop them all up right here.
Use a hoe.
Is there any way you want to tell them as far as where to find the Mint on social media or events coming up or anything you want to plug before, other than the ERRL CUP, obviously?
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow at Tempe, 4 to 5, we got Twister doing a meet and greet. And we got here at ERRL CUP all day again. And this guy, you got...
Guys, if you just Google the Mint Dispensary, you're going to get everything that we do. We are on Instagram. We are where else we have? You're the one that does it. Tell them. So
You're right.
Our social media specialist is Lacoste. He's just trying to be professional and ask me the question when he knows the answer better than I do.
So follow us on
motherfucker.
YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We about to be on Twitch because we're going to be going live on Twitch and doing different events, so you'll be able to subscribe to our Twitch channel. You also can find us on Facebook. All of that is at the Mint Cannabis. Most of them are Mint Cannabis _AZ. But if you type in the Mint Cannabis, you'll find us. What else are we on? I think that might be it. Oh, Spotify. How could I forget Spotify? We on Spotify. We're the only dispensary on Spotify. So go subscribe to our channel and go give our playlist a like.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, you got us at the Meetup 420. You got me at Kicks and Cannabis, dots between the words, and ATUM_Hunter. And on that note, we gonna finish this.
And you can follow my personals. See, I got to shout out the men's, and I got to show my personals. You got Latosque.com. That's LATOSQUE.com. You can find all merch, everything I've designed, all on that website. You buy it, it'll be shipped to you within that next week. Also check out ManifestedThis.com. I got all of everything from the podcast to the music to the videos I've edited. All media that I've done through the company since 2016, you can find on there. We appreciate y'all support. Definitely appreciate y'all support, and thank you for tuning in to this beautiful collaboration. And we're about to get high.
Yep. We up out of here.
I'm just happy to be invited. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next time. Go shop at the Mint.